pasa, mi raza? You are now tuned in to I don't know, that's perfect, the most professional podcast out of Austin, Texas. Yes, Austin, Texas. The next is Texas, and next is the country, like I keep saying. And as y'all have learned and tuned in and found out, yeah, we're gonna keep killing it for y'all. And I say that confidently, cockily, however y'all want, because everybody that comes down and sits down with us is a killer. Makes a killing and does not hesitate to keep it moving. I say that proudly because today I am sitting down with somebody who is a very talented, dope, eccentric, amazing, musically inclined, all over. Just one of my favorite DJs. You know, somebody who I've met through a lot of amazing mutual friends. I'm talking about DJ Cortez DJ Zetroc.
What up, my boy?
What's up, bro?
Appreciate
How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming by. It's like I was mentioning off camera. It's been long overdue, and we've talked about it in the past. But I'm glad that we're finally making it happen, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Good, man. You know, play some ball today, so I'm sore. I just ate.
You be hooping, huh?
Man, I'm trash, ain't gonna lie, but I'm just trying to lose his gut. You know what I mean? Trying to stay shape.
I'm right there with you, bro.
You know, just trying to stay shape. You know, that's it. A little bit.
I feel like staying outside and sweating that shit off is gonna.
Yeah, especially with drinking and being part of the nightlife and eating late. I ate late last night. You know, so it's like I need to like run this off.
It's hard because like I know that if I'm gonna drink like a day before, even like one drink before I have to go to work the next day, I know my ass is gonna be sweating like immediately, bro. Like that shit is not stop.
Yeah, especially in this like realm of just like how hot it is lately, man, you gonna be sweating, bro.
I was looking over one of my old posts and I was like, man, I've always worked in the heat and I've always been around fucking hot weather, but I still stand by what I said, and I said that I'd rather it be 105 degrees than 30 degrees. I prefer the heat. I don't like the cold at all.
You tripping. First of all, in Texas, don't even get that cold. Second of all, and if it do, I don't know, man. You can like have like extra blankets, extra sweaters, extra.
I take everything out, bro. I'm taking everything out.
When it's hot, bro, you could be shirtless and you could be like, bro.
You can throw some water on yourself, bro. You can pour water on yourself and it's gonna dry and it's gonna feel good.
And also different. Like Austin's not that humid in comparison to like Houston and shit.
Yeah,
but I'm from a Paso, bro. Like straight desert. Like the nights are cool rather than like in Austin it'll be like 103 during the day and then at night it'll be like 100. Like ain't no way. And yeah, that's what I don't like about being in this part.
But just for those that are tuned in, go ahead and give a little introduction. Let them know who you are and what it is that you do.
I'm DJ Cortez, aka Zetroc. Zetroc is Cortez backwards. A lot of cats don't even know that. And been DJing for maybe like 12 years. In and out, I started with like boom bap style, turntablist, and then I kind of grew over the years into just an overall DJ, man. Love reggaeton and cumbia, R&B, and just kind of just evolved as the years kind of went on, and but I still love my roots and being able to like DJ for like Roz, we were just talking about them, and being able to still like cut and be like a tableist, and so. I like the balance I have like in my life with
you're versatile,
kind of playing anything, and being able to play any kind of genre I want to.
I feel like you're like extreme each end. You're on the broad spectrum because, as you know, most people probably know you from being able to play like Spanish, Latino, Mexicano music, but you can also get as down and dirty with hip hop and underground and all that, whatever.
Like back-to-back days. Last week I played at Mala Vida on a Thursday, and then the next night doing the b-boy show. You know what I mean? And it's just like I love that. You know what I mean? Like I love being able to just have different assets to,
and that's full blown hip hop to whatever definition you have of hip hop. But hip hop does not exist without DJing.
Absolutely,
for you to be able to be full fledged into that music, into the style is amazing. And that's why I also like after meeting you and being able to catch a few of your sets, just you've grown to be one of my favorite DJs, obviously.
But I appreciate that for real.
Let's take it back. I mean, you are from El Paso. You're an El Paso native, right?
Town. I'm actually going tomorrow, man.
Okay. Hell yeah, man. Are you driving or flying?
I'm flying.
Okay,
bro.
I was about to
That
say.
drive is brutal. That flight, nice little
Exiting
hour.
Austin in Texas, any direction is gonna be a good 8 hours, bro.
Yeah,
You're
man,
gonna be on the road.
That's a brutal drive with nothing going on
Yeah.
on the way. But I love that town. Yeah, man. I moved out here in 2011.
Okay.
I went to Media Tech, which was a sound engineering school. So I wanted to be a sound engineer.
Yeah.
And fell in love with live sound. And so I was still DJing at the time. And when I moved, I told my mom, I was like, I'm not moving to DJ. I know how to DJ, but I want to do sound. And then DJing picked up, and the school was tight because I met a lot of cool people, and there's like segments of like business of music, and also just being more in tune with craft and like frequencies. It helped me with my craft of DJing. So that school was like very helpful.
Media Tech is. I went to Media Tech myself, and I graduated from there.
No word.
Yeah, I
When?
went and I graduated 2012. So that same year I started.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring up because I saw that you went there, and me and my producer's not here today, but him and I, my best friend, we grew up loving music.
So you
together.
left when I pretty much arrived.
Basically, yeah.
That's crazy
So
because
that's
I
all-
started at like pretty much 2012.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
2011, so
that's
that's
probably
crazy.
your tail end was my beginning. And
Yeah,
stuff like
man.
That, so.
I love that school, man, and I love the teachers there. You have Mac?
Oh
teacher?
yeah, I
Man.
still have as a friend on Facebook,
Bro, Mac. Just like teaching like the game of like about how to be like a professional in the music industry.
Even their
no matter
substitutes
what.
were like top tier people,
Bro. And just like any avenue in the industry, they had so much knowledge,
Yep.
and so I appreciate that school a lot. Even though I'm not really doing sound as much, but I
Same.
can always like fall back into that like if I like need to. But kind of DJing
just brush off on it.
DJing picked up, man, and
But
DJing.
were you DJing when you were back home in El Paso?
I was doing like house parties, you
Yeah.
know, like house parties, and I wasn't like doing clubs. I was young, man. I was 17, 18.
How did you get introduced into the art of DJing?
So my tío, he's a I'm a writer, and he's like a hip hop head.
Okay.
And he had tables and a bunch of records, but he wasn't a DJ.
Yeah.
But he had the tools,
Okay.
and he's just like a hip hop enthusiast.
Okay.
And he tried to put me on when I was younger, but I was,
Yeah.
I'm young, and it wasn't until like I was like in high school.
You realized
I was like, hey, like my uncle onto something. Like I know what it is.
He gets down.
And some of the records I was listening to, and like DJs is like when I heard a DJ scratch, Rock Raza, I heard him scratch, and I was like, bro, I want to do that. Like I want to do that. And my uncle, he hooked me up with vinyl, and he saw that I was like, man, like I want to cut, I want to learn how to play, and so he pretty much kind of sparked that in me.
Okay.
And like I said, it kind of took off from there because my first few years, even when I moved to Austin, I was like, all right, I'm doing funk, soul, turntablism, boom bap, rap, and then that's when I linked up with Black Child I was talking about, and Nick Cruz. Shy Light, Breeze, we formed a group, and I was with him for a minute, and then I loved him, and it was dope. And then I started like to evolve. Like I love boom bap rap, but getting offers to like play different kinds of styles of music and like learning that, and started getting older, like actually going to the clubs. I'm like, yo, I kind of like this like club
The
DJing.
lifestyle.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's just like fun. So. I evolved from there, and then during that span, still kind of kept touch with like my roots. So Chaka's been having me DJ for Riders Against the Storm. Shouts to Key and Chaka, and they knew Son is well, the third member.
Very much.
And
Congrats.
Congrats to them. And yeah, man, I got a lot of love for Chaka because he's kind of kept me in that scene and in that realm where I still feel like welcomed, and I still feel like I got that part of me. Cause like, I mean, being honest, man, like doing like boom bap hip hop full time is not an easy task. You know what I mean? And I found my venture of like, okay, like being able to DJ reggaeton and cumbia and like turn up hip hop, like different kinds of hip hop, like club hip hop, some like EDM, like. I genuinely started to like it, but also like financially, I like realized like, man, like I don't think I could eat off this boom bap because I was still doing sound.
It's just hard.
I was working at the Austin Convention Center still doing, like backline and stuff like that, and
okay.
Frank Urban Center. So I was putting my like media tech stuff to the like use and stuff like that. But I knew I could do something more with like DJing and stuff like that, and I knew there was a market for that.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah. Because I mean, I would imagine it's very hard to like kind of not only like know that you can do something like that. Because I mean, just in general, like scratching and mixing that's I feel like it's a lost art. It's very rare that a lot of people do that. But other than that, I mean, finding your own lane. Because I mean, obviously today, there's a lot of DJs that can spin what you guys do. But like coming up, I feel like you and Manny Mo were like some of the like I guess I could say it's some of the pioneers in Austin that introduced that audience to the possibility that there's potential in that, and look where we're at today. Look at what Gorilla's done. Look at everything that's happening. Like I feel like you guys come from a period where like it wasn't unheard of to know that reggaeton kind of came and went back in like the early 2000s, and then the 10s kind of like it kind of dissipated, and then it recently came back over the last few years. So yeah, I would imagine that it was a little hard to kind of find and fit your lane. So for you to be able to accomplish that and do that, and then Shaka himself too is just like we were just talking about it off camera and whatnot, but Shaka is somebody who at this point it's Shaka is somebody who is an Austin legend, and he is obviously he's not from Austin, but for him to come in Austin and still consider Austin his home, and then do everything he's done for Austin people,
so much, bro, and
then bring up people with him. I mean, it was funny because we had a moment where like shout out Ever, he's a sit-in producer today for the podcast, but like to have y'all meet when I thought that you guys had already met, because y'all both have a special relationship with Shaka. It's a full circle moment, but that just kind of shows Shaka's reach and connect and what he sees in people.
There was a stat that they just came out on Dawa. I don't know if you remember the number. It was like the amount of money that he's distributed to the city and artists. There was a post they just did.
Say it. What is it? 153,000. Bro, that is insane. Like 6-digit figures. Like,
and that's not even on. So like that's just through Dawa, but like like he's been getting artists paid for a minute before Dawa.
Yeah, for
he's
sure.
He's been getting me like paid and just opportunities that it's like allows me to be a full-time working DJ.
For
sure. Know what I'm saying? And it's like that's not an easy feat for anybody. Being a full-time anything in this music industry. You know what I'm saying? So. Big love to him, man.
For shout out Shaka, the whole Riders Against Storm family, everybody, man. It's amazing everything they're doing. But so would you consider that the start of your career here in Austin with Shaka and everybody? Or?
A little bit prior to that, I met him when I was rocking with this cat named DJ Notion and Music in Mind.
Okay.
And that's where I met Minds of a Different Kind, Black Child and them like that. And so that was kind of the start of that. Music in Mind was kind of they got me a lot of cool like boom bap shows. So I was like Mobb Deep, Raekwon, I did Talib. I did a lot of cool like stuff. Bro, I had X's on my hands. Like I was young and like
you were a kid.
I was a kid, bro, and I was like, man, this is dope. And that's how I met Chaka. But my start was with Music in Mind and Black Child, and then I was DJing for them, and she had been rocking since she was like 15, 16, bro. And she already had a name for herself. Her and the whole crew, they been had a name since they was kids.
And the work ethic shows, because I mean, Black Child now, the attention that she's getting, and just like the
it's long overdue, man. It's overdue.
Sure,
honestly, I feel like she should have been getting this attention way sooner than that.
For sure.
She had been pretty known in Austin for a minute, and that whole crew was. So that helped me meet a lot of people. Like that helped me because they were like from Austin OGs. And for me to be their DJ, I was like the new face, and I got introduced to everyone that they've been like working with for a long time, and Chaka was one of those folks. So after that, and shortly after, that's when I kind of was like, I got inspired by Yulavai. Yulavai was one of the few cats that was playing cumbias reggaeton,
He's OG,
anywhere and everywhere. And man, back in the day, like it was frowned upon with like a lot of bars, man. Like bars would get mad at you, like you can't do that too many times in a row. You can't play too much reggaeton. You can't play too much cumbia. And it's funny because some of those same clubs be like catering to that, and it's like mad funky.
It's ironic.
And but yeah, I remember just taking the risk. Like, man, if I get fired, I get fired. Like, I don't even like. I barely like this gig anyway, so like I'm gonna rock it. And they kept me because I was making the money. And then like, the whole transformation came the last couple of years, where it's just like Latin music kind of blew up, and even if you're not a Latin DJ, you gotta have like a Latin bag now in Texas.
I mean, that just kind of shows too, like, cause someone I like to use as an example is DJ Steezy. He's one of like the pretty popular DJs who has adapted that, and like it's pretty popular in the Latin scene too. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he plays at Mala with us like a lot.
Sure,
and he's been in the part. Yeah, man, like he knows his music too, and like he understands. Like he needs to play that music because we're in Texas, man.
For
like,
sure,
you know, and it actually gets the dance floor moving because like hip hop's at a point where there's not a lot of new hip hop where it's like dance hip hop,
a little bit repetitive, too.
And like you know, like EDM too. It's just like there's not a lot of dance music, so I feel like with cumbia, reggaeton, it makes people like actually like really dance. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of genres that can make people like dance all the time.
For sure.
And so that's what's up, man.
And only leading shortly after that, how long after that did you? Because I know you're part of Bon Bon now, right?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So I got with the Gabriela's team.
Okay.
So I've been booking and managing.
So that happened first with Gabriela?
That happened first. So
okay,
I met
talk
Gabby.
about your relationship with Gabriela, because that is Gabriela's story in Austin has been a very interesting one. Because
man, Gabby got it.
Man, she's killed it all over the whole city, bro.
So I met Gabby actually when she was bartending. Gabriela's downtown just opened, and I went there to the bar, and I just shot the shit with her. Like I didn't even tell her I was a DJ. I didn't know she was the owner.
Oh wow!
You know how bartenders can be like, you know, like they like shut up with you,
you know, and they get cool.
So we was like, you know, chopping it up about food in Austin and etc. It was cool. We had a nice chat.
Yeah.
Right there. Maybe like a day later, I'm on like the Gabriela's page. I like follow him, and I realized she was the owner. I'm like,
oh wow!
So I shoot her a DM like, yo, I don't know if you remember me yesterday, but like I DJ. Like, I didn't tell her at that time, so I told her after like, yo, like I spin. And Miguel was the only DJ on the roster at the time.
Okay.
And she was like, come tomorrow. So it was a wrap, man. And then they opened. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I can't even know. I don't even know.
So far back.
Like, it wasn't that long ago, but I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
But right at that same time, I was doing a more Latin parties. So, like, Chingona Fest with Denise Hernandez.
Yeah.
I started just getting picking up more Latin gigs.
Okay.
And so with the Gabriela stuff, and they opened Mala and all that stuff like that. And I linked up with All Day Ray, one of my good friends, but he's been part of Bon Bon for like a minute. And I would go to the shows. I would DJ at some of their parties, but I wasn't in the group yet.
Okay.
And I mean, man, they've been rocking for 12 years now, and shouts to the whole crew. And it's like I admire the whole team,
stacked team.
And I always like, as a tablist, when I was younger, just like being in love with DJ culture, I always wanted to be a part of a DJ team. Just in general, like I feel like I'm a good teammate. So when I was with like when I was with Black Child and then being like in a group, because like DJ is like a solo sport. So when you're in a crew or something like that, like it's tight to have.
I mean, you're a basketball player, so I can see that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like I like being a part of a team.
For sure.
And so one day Ray was kind of telling me the spill, like we might, you know, induct this person. I'm like, okay, it's cool. And I didn't say nothing. And then one day he was like, man, we found our next member. So I say the names like, oh, is it this person? Like, no.
Okay, so he wasn't even telling you.
And then he was like, it was you, bro. Like, we were talking about, I was like, yo. So, yeah, I met Gracie Chavez. Shouts to her.
Oh, wow.
She had saw me at Chingona Fest. And it was a wrap, you know, just kind of like at that time, like the my Latin bag and like DJing was I just felt like together. that was like, especially in those years, it was just like that was my forte.
Yeah.
And I was like, and so I got inducted, And yeah, man, it's love. And with that came a lot of opportunities as well. So Bon has helped me kind of like reach other DJs in like Miami and the West Coast as well, just off the name of Bon and the fact that I'm in there is like, oh shit, you're with them? All right, like
yeah, you're locked in.
You're locked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No questions asked. You know, there's only 9, 10 DJs now that are active in there, and so to start our Austin chapter with
That's a good
Ray,
name to
man, it
have
was a
on your
blessing.
resume.
Yeah, man, it's a super blessing, man. So
Yeah, because I've gone through your. I mean, obviously, I try to keep up with the I guess the mixes that you yourself and a lot of the local DJs that I fuck with put out, because I mean just going to lately now in the summertime you try to throw either a boat party or just try to hang at the pool, whatever. And for example, like last Sunday, was it Sunday? No, it was actually on 4th of July. We went to the pool with my family. We had the speaker out, and I pulled up your mix that you had from the, what was it, the Miami one. Personally, it's a personal favorite one.
That's
and I was just blasting
the one with the last joint. Yeah, shouts to last. So like
mix,
opportunities like that, man, started like popping up, and so it was like a big blessing to me. And so pretty much at the same time with like Bon and like Gabriela, is just like. It started to like all came together literally at the same exact time, and it was such a blessing.
Man, that's awesome.
And
bro.
But going back to like the level of like hip hop roots, like a lot of cats were like, "Oh, he's a reggaeton DJ, like he's Bon, he's
they
a."
try to categorize you.
And I was DJing at a gig. I like guest DJ'd at Moose one day, and I was playing a bunch of like trap rap and shit.
Yeah.
And somebody came up to me like, "Bro, I didn't know you play hip hop."
Damn.
And I was like, "My guy, like I'm a table. Like, what did you say to me? Like." And obviously he had just known me for like the last 2 years, so he didn't know my entire like history or anything more about me.
He know you got down.
Yeah, he's like, bro, I thought you just play Latin music. I'm like, definitely not, bro. Like,
oh man,
like, but it's love though. Like I said, like it excites me that cats don't even know my full journey, and it's like, oh, it's cooked. Like. I'm not even offended by it. It's like, okay, cool, man. Like, well, this is what I got. I'm playing Future for you. Or if you need me to play like a real boom bap gig, like I'm playing, you know, I'm a Dilla or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can go anywhere you need me to. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool seeing cats a surprise. Like, damn, I didn't know you really played
down like that.
Yeah, like played all this music and stuff like that. So it's cool.
Has that ever came in as a? I guess I wouldn't want to call it an issue, but has that ever came as a? I guess. People like didn't think that you played any sort of music, so whenever you either came across like the position that they're opening up for.
Yeah, like I do feel like sometimes I would be wanted to like get invited to certain like guest sets or sets like, you know, and cats don't like know like I'm more diverse than I am. But I mean, I don't think it's been too much of an issue. You know, there's been a couple of things I'm like, like I don't think they know.
Yeah.
But it ain't been like
too serious.
Into it. Yeah,
that's good. That's good. Man, I'm glad. That's dope. Because it's been exciting to see. I mean, obviously, I haven't been able to catch the full like experience that you've had DJing in Austin, and I mean, as you more than anybody know, it's DJing in Austin. It comes with a lot because people like to make it seem like DJs are like the gate holders to everything and what comes in and out, especially when it comes to local artists. You know, how do you feel about that? About like, have you ever had like local artists that try to like approach you and be like, hey, like, why don't you play this, or can I send you music or stuff like that?
Absolutely, all the time. And I think there's a way to go about it. Like I don't like when cats come to me like literally while I'm DJing, like, can you play this like right now? I'll give you $100.
Last minute.
Can you play it? I'll give you $100. Like, nah, there's a way to go about it. But there's been a lot of cats that'll like hit me up on my DM or something like that, and they do it the right way. But the thing about Austin, man, and I'll be honest, and it's like hard at a lot of clubs, especially like if cats are sending me music for the clubs, like if I'm playing like somewhere like at Firehouse or I'm playing like at South Congress Hotel, like somewhere chill, I can play some local stuff. You know, I can show love to my R&B and my like boom bap like cats that live here. But like anyone that wants like their music in the club is going to be more difficult because Austin's real finicky. Like even if you play a popular Kendrick or Peso Pluma, Bad Bunny B-side, they're going to be like, They want to hear
what's popping.
They want to hear the most newest, the most hot. They want to
top
sing
50
along
or whatever.
Yeah. So like even with bigger artists, if you play some more deep cuts and stuff, they're gonna be more reluctant. And I feel like there's not a lot of patience in Austin clubs. Their patience is a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Depending on the spot. But like I said, if I'm like at Firehouse, and so like at Firehouse, I'm a Black Odyssey, and I'm a Mero Soul, and all that music. Like I can play stuff like that there.
A little bit slower pace at venue.
Yeah, like vibe stuff where I'm not trying to keep a dance floor and stuff like that. Like stuff I love to break records like that and keep those records in my rotation. And even with like Taquero Mucho, like I got like playlists that they play like on the speakers. I like to have stuff like that. But if it's a little more like upbeat and stuff that like they're looking for like club music, it's like really difficult to kind of push that barrier. Not just in Austin, but I think in general. I think the attention span of the listener is a little bit shorter now these days. You know what I mean? And
yeah, for sure. Especially with TikTok and everything else, it just kind of makes people zone out and make it difficult to catch on to anything unless you like really stop and listen. Which nowadays it's hard to do.
And like I said, I mean, even with big artists, like things that just like, oh man, this new Bad Bunny came out today. Like when There She Goes dropped, and it's like, all right, I dropped it that day, and everyone's just like, and then now it's like everyone's just like, hey, like
what's the next song?
It takes a little bit for everyone, even with big names, for the clubs to really like resonate with a lot of records. And but yeah, man, I'm always open to play newer artists and stuff like that, but it's difficult to do in clubs. But that's why I'm like thankful to like play at places like Firehouse and South Congress Hotel, where I can play like just more like chill, vibey, play to myself and stuff like that.
Gotcha. That's dope. That's good. And then I think it's important because like a lot of people like to categorize you guys. It's like, oh, they won't play this or that. I was like, a lot of times the artists, they just don't take the time out to do their research and really like implement like the proper process. Like you said, like there's a way to go about it. So
especially on 6th Street DJs, like they'll lose a crowd if you play one wrong song, bro. You will lose 20 people immediately because there's a bar next door. They'll be like, I don't like the song. Chug, bye.
They'll be out
one
of it.
song, 2 songs in a row can really ruin,
make a break.
Can really ruin the flow of your night. So it's like, bro, like even if you give me $100, like I'm gonna make the bar lose money, and the manager gonna look at me.
It ain't
sideways,
enough for what
like,
you're making for the night.
And even if you do, it's like, nah, bro. Like I'm in it to keep the night going and partying.
For sure.
And it's difficult. Now if like I know there's some events where cats can be more patient if they pay like a cover at the bar, but that's like so few in between where you can kind of
not as common.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so I guess not going back to like the relationship you've built and the audience and the foundation you have now at this point. Obviously you have Boom Boom, your relationship with Gabriela and all the other places that you've managed or DJ'd at. I know that I ran into you. What's the spot right here on
Lulu's?
I ran into you there.
Shouts to the homies there.
That's one of the spots that you
I book.
you booked there
as well. So that's been a blessing too, man. Like I love DJing. However, like being able to help other DJs
for sure,
and then too, just like being able to DJ a little bit less because the grind of DJing can take a toll, man.
It's exhausting, I would imagine,
on the body, man. Just on the mind, the body. Like having to entertain 4 nights a week, it takes a toll on the mind, man. So being able to dial back with that, and being able to book has like helped me so much. And like I said, just being able to help newer DJs, even like my OGs that I like looked up to, and and so that's been a fun ride. And Lulu's is dope, man. Lulu's is definitely one of those places where like DJs can like DJ. Shouts to John and Marisa. They love real DJs and like they take the time of like they really care about who's DJing.
Yeah.
And that's one of those spots where you can play like R&B and then like reggaeton and then cumbia and then come to like dirty south,
Yeah.
like rap, and so that's one of my
It's
favorite
a dope
places
spot.
to be.
I like
That's
it.
one of my favorite spots.
I've gone back a few times.
I'm going after this, I think, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, man, we might have to be right
I'm
after
south side
like
already.
that.
I'm Northside kid, so so if I'm ever south, I gotta stop by. So.
Manchaca is the new rain, you know.
yeah. So I'm stop by her a little bit.
So how has that journey been? Because that's not the only place that you've gone to book at, right? Or is it?
So with Lulu's and then the Gabriela's group, but like Gabriela's is Gabby's downtown, Gabby's south, Te Quiero Mucho, Te Quiero Mucho Domain, Revival, Rosa Mami, Mala Vida. And so it's like a lot of moving. So like that alone is a big beast of me booking. Like, you know, like on some weekends, man, I'll have literally like 20 DJs that I'm responsible of, like making sure everyone's on time and making sure people are there.
So you're like on a hierarchy management position, basically.
It's not like hierarchy. It's just pretty much getting talent where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't feel like I'm managing anything. I'm just booking the talent and helping that team, because I mean we've expanded so much, man. I mean, from Gabriela's downtown, and then we opened Mala, and then all of a sudden I blinked, and then we're about to open one in H-Town. We got one in McCallum coming.
Wow. She's killing it, bro. Everybody over there.
We got Mala Santa, which I don't really book over there, but that's also part of our team. So we got a seafood spot. It's like, bro, man. It's just like never. We got Space Yeta now, which is our after hour spot right behind Mala. So we're constantly growing. We got a new spot in Austin coming. I don't know if I can say it yet, but we got another spot coming. And so yeah, man, that was one of the biggest blessings of my life. Just like being at the right place at the right time, and it's just like
everything happens for a reason.
Like we talk about like hard work, and I think hard work's important, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Like being part of the music industry, like some of it is luck. I met Gabby when she was bartending, like when they first opened. Like it was just like, to me, I look at it as a little bit of luck. Like obviously, like I'm not taking it away from anything that I've done or accomplished,
of course.
But I think a little bit of luck is important in this industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I've learned too. Like one of the epiphanies I had over this past week is that, like, I mean, networking is a huge part of, I mean, not only just the music industry, but like in life. Like you can meet the right person and land the perfect job, and you don't even need the experience, or you do have the experience. Like regardless, it just comes down to meeting the right people. And I feel like that's one of those things that I've always been good at. Like no matter where I go, I can like talk to whoever's around, but I've never known it to be like one of the things that I can use to my benefit. Like not to where I got to take advantage of anything, but you can meet people and like introduce yourself as such and put yourself in the right place, because you never know who you, especially here in Austin. Austin is like a hub of like just insanely wealthy people, bro. Like that could.
Yeah, man. I mean, just some of the most random clients I'll have. Just like, you want to DJ a 16th birthday party or 14th birthday party, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of wealthy people here in town, and but like you said, I mean, just being able to like network is like the most pivotal part of what we do, and so just there's a little bit of luck to that, of being in the same place at the same time of that person. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
There's just a little bit of luck to that aspect. So yeah, man. Definitely one of the biggest blessings in my,
That's
path.
awesome. That's I'm happy for you. And I mean, just going back to like you yourself as a DJ, what has been, I guess, detrimental and important to the influence of how you get down on it? Obviously, you said you had your uncle that was kind of introduced you to it, but have you had like some favorite DJs and just people that you've kind of looked up to that kind of like made it important for you to build off of?
Yeah, so the first two for sure is Chorizo Funk and DJ Chicken George.
Oh shit, okay.
Chorizo Funk, man, like I wanted just to be his friend. I was like, bro, like I like that food. Like that food was nice. And Chicken George as well, man. It's just like their style. And they're not necessarily turntablists, but they are just great selectors, man. And they just know how to rock a party.
For sure.
And just the way they just the commanded. And yeah, man. So they definitely like took me under their wing, and I DJ with Chorizo like last week, man, and like I didn't want to take that moment for granted. I was like, man, I remember like young me and all day Ray used to like fanboy over him.
Yeah,
we didn't even know him. It was like, bro, that's like Chorizo fun, and it's like part of like that DJ culture, especially like coming up, like Mike Swing, Abe the Assassin, Kid Slice. I went to when I was super young. I went to this Red Bull competition, and it was all them cats I just said: Mike Swing, Kid Slice, Abe.
Shout out Abe, man. Shout out Abe.
Man, shout out Abe, man. He's so nice too. Yeah.
Southside legend.
I don't remember who. Protege was in that. Corrupt, and it was just like all of Austin's finest DJs, man. And I didn't know none of them cats.
Oh wow.
And you know, I made it an effort to really just like show love to like the OJs, and like still to this day, like La Di Da, like, you know, now that I have like an opportunity to like put people places, you know, it's like, man, like La Di Da, you know, has been putting it down for a long time. Abe, all these fools just like pioneers, man. It's like I love the culture of DJing, so it's like I always studied, and so those guys were pretty pivotal to me. And then somebody that is my favorite DJ that I kind of came up with that were like around the same time is K Cali. Cali she's so cold. Came up around the same time. We're like the same age, same style, just like R&B and like hip hop and stuff like that. And so those were like my influences, just like, all right, like this is gonna keep the culture going and pushing. And still to this day, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's not as much of just like DJs, like that same relationship of just like really trying to push like DJ culture
for sure
forward, in a sense of just like more of a community base, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just like paying homage to like our OGs. Like I still like if I ask somebody like, oh, you know who Chicken George is or Chorizo, they'd be like, no. I'm like, what? Like Abe, like I feel like some cats, like newer cats, ain't hip, familiar. aren't like hip to like our OGs who literally set the ground for Austin, man. Like literally, bro. Like that's not even like an exaggeration or just like, oh, it's something I say. It's like them cats really. When it comes to financially and just being able to be a full-time DJ in Austin, it's low-key very accessible to be a full-time DJ in this town, and they're one of them cats that put that groundwork.
That make it possible for you. That's awesome. That's beautiful. I'm happy to hear it. I guess one of the other, something that I feel like I should have been asking DJs nonstop as like a kind of like a cheat code. I don't know if I could ask, but what is your song to play when you have to go to the bathroom?
Anything they got like 3 verses. Yeah. So it's got, oh man, any long song, anything where like I'm like, okay, I can play a couple verses. Like
it has to be a hot song for it to be 3 verses.
It don't gotta be hot, because like I usually go early if I gotta go like. If I gotta go prime time, like I'm tripping, like I'm tripping, like why am I going to the bathroom? You're lit, right? Yeah, right. That's like rarely happens. But usually I find myself going to the bathroom early, so I don't have to go later. I might as well go now, so I can let the song rock. So like, man, I can't. The one I did, I actually went to the bathroom early at Round Rock on Thursday. I played Big Bank because that 2 Chainz verse is tight and it's like 2 verses. And then Big Sean comes out after, so like, and it was early, bro. It was like 10:45. So
you were good.
It was like 11, so I'm like, I'm gonna let all 3 of these verses rock. Anything Bad Bunny, if I'm in a Latin club.
Okay.
De Botez, 7-minute long song.
Jesus.
Yo, De Botez, hey, yo, like, I gotta go get a shot, and I wanna pee De Botez real quick.
I'll go to my car real quick, take on the tab, I'll be right back.
Bro, De Botez 7 minutes, so I got a long time to do what I need to do. Pee, get a shot, say what's up to my homies. You know what I'm saying? And
grab dinner.
Right. Eat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that's perfect because it's 7 minutes long and everyone knows every verse.
Yeah, it's just a hot song.
Yeah, I mean it's old. It's old, but
it's an oldie but a goodie.
You know, oldie but goodies.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear it. Taking it back now, you have at this point you've managed to do a lot of like huge things, not only just when it comes to DJing, but also like I feel like something that's close to you and important to you is like you've managed to like build a reputation with what is it, the organization from UT that does the stuttering, what is it called?
The Arthur Blank Stuttering Institute.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
And it's I feel,
I'm
from
glad you
what I've
asked me.
seen,
Thank you for that,
it's
man.
something that like you have built and contribute to it like effortlessly and just done a lot with, because obviously it's something that's important to you and as it's close to home. But can you talk a little bit about that? How
Absolutely,
that went?
man. So I'm a person who stutters, and when I was young, I used to stutter a lot, like very prominently. And then when I was like in middle school and high school, I was called what's called a covert stutter. Like I was stuttering a little bit less, but I had a lot of moments, and it's like I stutter more when I'm not comfortable around you, when I just meet you, when I'm like ordering food, and it's been like that like my entire life. But as I got older, I thought I was like gonna be able to stutter less and kind of live quote unquote normal life. And in my early 20s, probably when I was like 19, 20, when I moved here, my stutter started like picking back up, man. And going back to networking, it's a big part of networking is talking and being social,
for sure,
being out. And my stutter was accelerating, man. And it was just crazy. And I was like, I need help, man. Like I need to get help. And so I got on their waiting list. It was like it took a year.
Oh, wow.
It took a year, waiting list. And so it's in collaboration with UT, and they do researching on stuttering.
Yeah.
And so when I got in, man, I learned so much about my stutter. I never knew anyone else that stuttered. I was the only cat. So it was very, like, isolating feeling. And they knew I DJ, and they're like, so, like, I was going kind of through, like, their classes that they had and stuff like that. And they're like, you want to, like, DJ for, like, our events? And I was like, I would love to. And it took off from there, man. So I've been rocking with them for about 9 years.
Oh, wow.
But last year, they sent me to Atlanta. And it was our first camp over there. And I really got to be part of more of, like, the logistics part. Being really a part of the camp further than I ever thought.
Yeah.
And all this science and the research that our doctors and our speech pathologists do. And they've told me, like, man, like, I feel like you can eloquate this so much better than us because, like, you have this presence. Like, I'm a young person who stutters. Like, they don't stutter, and they have all this research and all this knowledge, and they help me, man. They changed my life so much, and being able to help kids who stutter as well. So, like, every time I walk in the room in our first camps, I ask the kids, like, do you know anyone else that stutters? And everyone raise their hand like they've never met anyone that stutters. So we get kids from so in Austin we'll get them from like down the road, like all throughout Texas. We'll fly and pick people from Canada, and I was in Delaware last week, and we had people from New York, and so all these kids don't know anyone that stutters as well, and so they all of a sudden they have a lot of friends that stutter, man. So that alone builds their confidence as well. And then all the therapy, man, like I went to therapy my whole life, and like all the therapy was based around like, you're gonna stop stuttering. We're gonna fix you, quote unquote. And that's when I met these cats, and they really showed me like it's okay to stutter and stutter openly. And they taught me the science of it. Like, this is why you stutter, and you may stutter for the rest of your life, and that's okay too. And that gave me so much confidence. It was like, instead of trying to stop stuttering and stuff like that, and being able to just kind of give back and teach people our module and telling kids like it's okay to stutter, man. It's raised my confidence by 1,000,000, and also being just part of something way bigger than me. I would have never imagined, like, something I was trying to hide my entire life. Now I'm.
That's beautiful. That's awesome, man. Yeah, because it's one of those things where like you don't really think about until like, I mean, like as you said, like it's people stutter, but like it never really like focus or even think about like the people that have to like constantly deal with it. And it's one of those things where it's important to like advocate for, and especially you being somebody who actually goes through it. That's awesome that they were open and accepted you and used you, not used you, but like invited you to join the organization to help kids feel comfortable in that sense. Because yeah, as a kid, I'm sure you can advocate for this, but like as a kid, you don't see anybody that can relate to you as much as far as like what you consider your flaws, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, absolutely,
So
man.
that's awesome, man.
Like I said, going from knowing nobody, and so I know for the kids, I didn't get these tools till I was in my 20s, and so for them being so young and seeing other
Yeah.
people who stutter, I know that it helps them immensely. Like, okay, I don't feel like as alone, and
Yeah.
it's okay. And it's like we still talk about like there's still moments like people look at you sideways. I mean, I was at churches the other day, bro, and I couldn't say jalapenos to save my life, bro. Like if I had my life, I was stuck, and like people tell me all the time, like, oh man, like you speak so well and you don't stutter as much. I'm like, man, you don't see me when I'm like on the phone or I'm ordering or when I meet somebody new.
I'm here every day.
And I didn't know what that reason was, but it's just like now that them breaking down the science to me and also giving me the tools of like how they're not trying to get us to stop stuttering or people who stutter stop stuttering. It's like tools of just like good communication skills of just like moving your hands and like looking people in their eyes and like through those moments, you know what I mean? Because it's easy when I get stuck on something, my whole confidence is shook. Like I get stuck on something and everything, is like, and it's like, so now working with the children and myself is like, okay, body posture and eye contact and voice fluctuation and stuff like that. And so instead of focusing on making them stutter less, we're making them just better communicators.
Learn to live with it, because a lot of people will, like you mentioned earlier, like they will try to convince you that it's as if it was a disease or something that you have to get over or
it's curable.
Yeah, exactly. But like a big part of like the lot of stuff like that, like it's like learning to live with it. And I would feel like once you acknowledge something and accept it, whether it is that you can get over it in a timely manner, or accept that you will have to live with it for the rest of your life. That's the big hump. Once you get over that hump, I feel like it would help drastically, especially like knowing that there's other people that have it as well. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, literally changed my life around. Like I remember, like I'd be scared to talk on the mic, and now I'm on the mic all the time. Scared of being business, being scared of even like scared to stutter. Like damn, I'm like I don't want to get stuck on this. Like now it's like being able to like live with that. It's like now I'm proud of it. Before I was like, I'm hiding it. I'm not telling nobody.
Yeah.
And now it's like, this is who I am. And I'm super open about it. I love talking about it. I've learned so much about it. And then now being able to talk to the children about it and just kind of being that mentor to them that was needed when I was young.
For sure.
And so, yeah, man, it's beautiful. I'm going to Paso for that camp.
Okay.
Tomorrow, our camp's Monday through Friday.
Nice.
So Camp Dream Speak Live is in El Paso, and then we do a Camp Dream Speak Live in Atlanta the following week.
That's awesome.
So
man.
I'm going to El Paso and ATL this coming few weeks, and they had me out in Plano and Delaware and Austin. So they've been showing me love, man, and it's been the biggest blessing in my life.
I'm happy for you, bro. It makes me happy to hear that. That's
love, man.
It's beautiful. Man, shit, it's been an honor to have you. Before we roll up, what do you think about Victor Wemby? How did he do yesterday, bro? How did he do, bro? I'm gonna have to pull up a quick shot.
Pull up. All right, man.
Talk to me.
I love Wemby.
Still an early team. It's still an early team.
Wemby, he was real nervous, and you can tell that he was just like, bro. He's
NBA's a different speed.
I don't think it was that, man. I think he was just nervous, man. I think he's gonna be good. I think the spacing, like I feel like the league that he was in was way more physical.
Yeah.
And
what is he? French, right? French?
Yeah. But I'll be honest, bro. Like when the Spurs tanked, I was mad. I was mad, and I was like, we're not gonna get the number 1 pick. And when we got the number 1 pick, bro, I was like,
you already knew it,
bro. No way. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. I was a party pooper. Like, man, we gonna get 7th. Like I'm sick. So it was his first game, man, and I got love for a lot of people. What did you think?
I mean, it's a lot to take in. I mean, LeBron James' first summer game wasn't all that. He got dunked on too. It wasn't all that. But I guess just for the sake of being a devil's advocate, I am scared about him being fragile. However, he does have the height. Basketball's a height game. He has like what it takes. I think he just needs to get adjusted to like I said. I feel like NBA compared to like what he was playing in before is a different speed. There's a lot more attention. There's a lot more that comes with it. So I think he just needs to get adjusted to it.
Now that he's a Spur, I'm very pro Wemby, but before he was, I was super apprehensive.
Were you? Yeah.
I was super apprehensive for the same reasons. But now he's Spur, so I'm like, obviously, like my demeanor changed about him, but I'm worried like about a lot of things
for
too.
Sure.
But I think it might be a little bit longer than we think. Like a lot of cats are expecting him to be a 20-point per score this year. And it's like,
I mean, we'll see. Like I said,
I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, he needs to adapt. I also think that like the Spurs are on a rebuild period, so it will be like at least a year or two before we start seeing like the same era that we once had.
Yeah, because they didn't really sign anybody new, and they could have got some bigger free agents. I mean, they could get Dame if they wanted to, but I don't think they will. They don't even want to play with us like that, and so I think they're gonna just let the process kind of build out. And anyone knows me, I'm a diehard man. Like I watched us in the trenches last year. They're one of the worst teams in the league. It was
hard to be a fan.
And I was watching, bro, and it's like, bro, if you weren't with us when we was losing, bro,
don't talk about it when we are.
So like, I feel like I have the right when I like kind of like criticize because I be watching the games, bro. Like even I went to the game that they played here against the Wolves and they lost by like 40. They got smoked and they put like nobody in. Like Keldon didn't play, Vassell didn't play. None of them cats, but I got a lot of love for the Spurs.
It's gonna be exciting to see where it goes from here.
It's gonna be tight, man.
I'll take a shot to that.
Thanks for having me,
Mr. Ever. Here you go, brother.
Shots for Wemby.
Come on. Thank you so much, brother. One thing I did forget to mention off camera is that we do like to end on a positive note, and it doesn't have to be. You don't have to give the most positive advice. You don't have to preach. You don't do it. It could be something good that happened to you today, something that happened to you this week, this month, this year, whatever. Any little thing just to leave our viewers on a good note. That way, obviously the whole episode has been a positive note, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like everything's been really great.
Anything you'd like to put out? Would you like to kick it off? Would you like me to kick it off?
Yeah, man. I got it, man. So at the end of our camps, we say dream, speak, live. And we want you to dream, and we want you to speak, and we want you to live your life to the fullest, man. And it's one of my favorite phrases that we do, and that's why we call it Camp Dream, Speak, Live. So dream, speak, live, man.
Dream, speak, live. I'm going to have to chant that from here on out, bro. I love you. Thank you so much. I guess mine would have to be, jeez. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of happy that we're back in full effect. As many people have known at this point, I have been wishy-washy about what I do with the show and not, and it kind of ends up being in the air. But then, you
gotta do it in your time, though, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I like doing this. I love sitting with people like you. I love meeting new people. I love just being able to know that everything that happens from this, whether it be a little bit of feedback or a lot of feedback, it's all from the effort that we put into this. So I'm grateful for everybody that's ever tuned in, that's watched, subscribed, showed any sort of kind of support, whether it be negative or positive. It doesn't matter. I'm grateful that if you are watching this or have made it even this far into the episode, thank you so much. That's gonna be my note. Shout out to Ever for being able to make it out, man. That's my baby right there. Thank you so much, Ever. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for making it out. Shit. Appreciate it. For those that are tuned in, go ahead and give out your socials, where to find you.
So you follow me at DJ Zetroc. It's Cortez backwards. DJ Zetroc. That's on everything: SoundCloud, Insta, Twitter, all them Johns. So I'm out, and me and Joe Doma Hermosa about to drop some new merch.
Shout out Joe Hermosa.
Shout out to my boy Joe. We got some shorts coming real soon, and
I'm finna cop me a pair.
So yes, sir.
Thank you so much, man. Right. Thank you for watching. I am Mario from the South Side, and this is
Cortez, El Paso, Texas, all day.
Yes,
Texas,
sir.
Let's go.
El Paso native, but we claim them.
I love that.
We're out.
I love that.
Thank you so much.